body myofascial lines that's connecting, as you can see, the bottom of your foot to the top of your head. All these different parts of the body are connected via fascia. And then this picture to the right is very interesting. This is showing a continuous myofascial line that connects the tongue to the toes. So we got the knee, the lungs, the diaphragm, the tongue. So this is why when we look at the ancient cultures and they tell you to stick your tongue out and make a funny face and look to the left, and then you release tension throughout your whole body. This is because everything is connected. This is why things like facial mapping and tongue reading and iris reading, they all work because the fascia is connecting the whole body. I already went over this. The meridians are lined up with the fascia. Piezoelectricity. So bones have piezoelectric properties. The pineal gland has piezoelectric properties. And whatever.
What's piezoelectric mean?
So piezoelectric means that when you put pressure on a particular thing, it creates a charge. That's all that piezoelectricity means. So when you stretch, compress, or move fascia, this is why exercise is so vital. It's so vital. Y'all have to move your body. The body is not meant to be sitting around not doing nothing. We have to move. And there's certain types of exercises that work with fascia. I don't particularly recommend super heavy lifting. I don't recommend like overstretching. We want to do fascial organic movements. I always talk about, and Danny knows this, Ishan knows this, move like a baby. You should go to the park with your children, take your shoes off, and run and fall and do exactly what they do. Because they instinctively know, how the body's supposed to move. So yeah, that's what that is. Here's what is going to harm the fascia. Poor nutrition is going to lead to dehydration, which leads to stagnation. Toxins accumulate in the body, it leads to stagnation. Injuries, they damage the body, cause scar tissue, leads to stagnation. Incorrect training makes you stiff, stagnation. Sneakers, let me take these off. Sneakers, so let me talk about the feet for a second. There's 26 different bones just in your feet. Your entire fascia ends and starts in your feet. So this is why when we do acupuncture for the feet, we can release tension throughout the organs, throughout the entire body, into the brain. And down here I have a little example. You experience any type of stress. So it's emotional stress, physical stress. Tightens the diaphragm and the gut fascia because the fascia wraps around all of our organs as well. It alters gut health, microbiome health, and creates inflammation, again, because there's stagnation. And the vagus nerve, which is a cranial nerve, sends signals to the brain telling you that we're suffering. And now you're in this constant loop of suffering. So, this is what the fascia looks like on the bottom left picture. Some people like to say that it's kind of like a spongy spider web. That's kind of like how a lot of people describe it. And on the left, you can see what a healthy fascia looks like. It's hydrated. And on the right, we can see a dehydrated fascia. And the way that we can heal fascia is through this compound right here, hyaluronic acid. It's been very well studied that when we put stress, when we move the fascia, we're creating this substance. It's like a gel, and it basically lubricates the fascia so that we don't have that stagnation.
I was going to say the fastest way to get hyaluronic acid is through your breath.
Breath, yeah. We're going to talk about breath too. Fascia is intimately linked with breath. Now, another thing, lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, here's an example. The lymphatic system is like the river of the body. If that's the case, then the fascia is like the terrain that allows the lymph to flow. So this is all the different practices that y'all could use. Myofascial release, which y'all could look that up. It's a very powerful practice. Correct yoga, conscious breath, like how Ishan just mentioned, will actually move the lymph. What else? Exercise, of course, rebounding, jumping, natural organic movements. What else do I have there? It's kind of small. But yeah, I kind of just went over everything. But that's the point. The fascia is very intimately linked with the lymphatic system. And it also protects the nervous system. So this is why when you see people who have bad posture and they got bad knees and they twisted, looking crazy, this is because the fascia is holding the brunt of this tension and this trauma, whether it be emotional or physical, and it stores it so that it doesn't get into the nervous system, right? or into the organs. Because what happens is when the fascia, and this is my hypothesis, when the fascia begins to incorporate some type of stress, whether it's like, for example, fear, this fear will actually cause the lower back to tighten. And this is why at the back, on the bottom, I say this explains TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and specific organs being burdened or enhanced by certain energies. In TCM, not to go too fast, the kidneys is dealing with the energy of fear. So this is explaining actually the physiological, explanation as to why we get this low back pain or we get this stiffness within the back when we have a fear that we're not aware of. It just stays in the fascia so that it doesn't go to the nervous system and we get Tourette's and all these other crazy issues. What up,
Yeah, I
bro?
was just gonna say that tightness and stuff. It's actually crystallization of water.
Facts.
And so water is like an informant from how water can hold memory.
Mm-hmm.
So that fear crystallizes. So it's basically crystallized water.
That was the perfect way